The issue prompt reads, what most human beings really want to attain is not knowledge but certainty. Gaining real knowledge requires taking risks and keeping the mind open, but most people prefer to be reassured rather than to learn the complex and often unsettling truth about anything. So this is the issue prompt. This is the AVA issue task. It's a writing task. It's an essay writing task. You have 30 minutes and there are 6 grade points. And if you follow my instructions, you should easily cross at least 3. And 3 is not a bad score. 4 would be very good. Now, in all these AVA issue prompts, you are expected to analyze the topic, and therefore, though the rubric says that you are free to agree or disagree, my recommendation is never fully agree or never fully disagree. Always come up with an introduction which says that sometimes what the speaker says cannot be, maybe in some circumstances, but not in all. Something like that. So what I'm trying to tell you is, don't fully agree or disagree. You should write maybe 3 paragraphs supporting the speaker and 1 opposing, or vice versa, 3 opposing and 1 supporting. Right? Or maybe 2 supporting and 2 opposing. So let's see. What does he say? What most human beings really want to attain is not knowledge, but certainty. And he is giving his reasons why most people don't want knowledge. They want only certainty. People want guarantees. They don't want knowledge. And the speaker's statement is, the reason he provides is, he thinks, people, this is the reason why people don't want knowledge. Because gaining real knowledge requires taking risks. So nobody wants to take risks. Basically, people are all risk averse. Risk averse. Risk averse. Risk averse means, aversion means dislike. So risk averse means disliking risk. Most people, are risk averse. They don't want to take risks. They want to do something which is safe and, something is guaranteed there. We all have heard, no risk, no gain. We heard that, but most people don't take risks. They don't want to take risks. So that's the reason why the speaker feels that people don't want knowledge. Because gaining knowledge involves taking risks and keeping the mind open. Which means the speaker is saying that most people don't like to keep their mind open. Their minds are all closed. And because their minds are closed, they don't want knowledge. They want only guarantee. But most people prefer to be reassured. The word reassured basically means to be given assurance again. Reassurance means eliminating fears and doubts. When you go to a doctor or a holy man or some psychology counselor, then that person's task is to reassure. So that means he will repeatedly say, don't worry, we'll take care. Eliminating doubts and fears. So the speaker is telling us, most people like to be reassured. And they don't want to learn the truth. Why? Because the truth is very complex. Their brains can't deal with the complexity. And the problem with truth is, it is unsettling, disturbing. And this is the reason why the speaker feels nobody wants to know the truth. People just want guarantees. Now, if you are going to write an essay, you have to first decide, is this a reasonable sentence? He said most of the people are like that. So I think that's a reasonable sentence. If he says all people are like that, then that's an unreasonable sentence. That will be a sweeping generalization. A sweeping generalization means, a generalization means a statement that tries to describe general phenomena. Wherever you see the words all, always, never, these are generalizations. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. That's a generalization. But that's a scientific one. It can be demonstrated, therefore we accept it. Suppose somebody says all Indians are lazy. No. Most Indians are lazy. Yeah, maybe. Some Indians are lazy. Definitely. So use these phrases: sweeping generalization, hasty generalization, overgeneralization. All 3 phrases, you use them in different parts of your response, saying that the speaker is making a sweeping generalization. But here in this case he says most, so that's okay. That's not bad. But what is the counterpoint you can raise? The speaker is actually being very cynical here. What does it mean to be cynical? The word cynic. Cynic means a person who doesn't trust anybody. Cynic is one who is deeply suspicious about other people's motives. Even if somebody is doing some charity or some good deed, a cynic would say there must be some vested interest there. That means some personal motive must be there. So this is how cynics are. Cynic, the synonym is misanthrope. Misanthrope means one who hates mankind. I used another phrase, vested interest. This phrase, vested interest, means personal benefit. Vested interest means people are doing this because they have some hidden motive. స్వార్థము. వెస్టెడ్ ఇంట్రెస్ట్ అంటే స్వార్థము. అందులో ఏదో స్వార్థం ఉంది, అందుకే చేస్తున్నారు. సో దానం చేస్తున్న వాడిని కూడా సినీకి ఎట్లా అంటాడు, ఆ దానంలో కూడా ఏదో ఉంటుంది, అది ట్యాక్స్ రిబేటో ఏదో చూపించుకోవడానికి చేస్తున్నాడేమో. సో cynicism is bad. Unfortunately, we are cynical about our politicians because most of the politicians are terrible. I think we are justified in being cynical. So now returning to the topic, you have to first ask yourself, what about you? What about you yourself? Are you coming under the category of most people who want certainty, or some of those people who are not obsessed about certainty but actually want knowledge? That means they're willing to take risks, keeping the mind open. And to answer this question, you have to ask yourself, do you believe in any superstitions? If yes, then you belong to most people category. See, my position would be like this. I would say most people, especially educated, mature adults, would want to know, have a thirst for knowledge. But life is too short and too many risks are involved. So we don't want to suffer in the bargain. So we would like to follow somebody who can give us some guarantee. And that, I think, is very practical. And if somebody has already learnt some lessons the hard way, it is smart on our part to learn from him rather than make the mistakes again and learn. That is called vicarious learning. Vicarious means second hand. Vicarious enjoyment means deriving pleasure by watching others. Becoming a couch potato. COUCH, couch means a sofa. Couch potato means addicted to TV. Mouse potato, addicted to computer. Addicted to the computer, mouse potato. Voyeur, VOYEUR, voyeur. Voyeurism means deriving pleasure by watching others. People are fond of watching, TV, cricket match, football, or maybe soft porn, and a lot of movies. All this comes under voyeurism. Peeping Tom. Voyeurism means deriving pleasure by watching others. So vicarious learning means you are learning from somebody else's experience. He has done all the mistakes, he has suffered, and he tells you, oh, don't do this. So I think it is a smart thing on our part. Well, that is one of the reasons why I think most people follow someone else, because there is some guarantee there. So what is the speaker saying? Most people don't want knowledge because they don't want to keep their mind open, they avoid risk. Our position can be, most people want certainty because it's not that they don't want knowledge. The speaker is saying they don't want knowledge. Our position is they want knowledge, but they don't have the time and they don't want to take too many risks. And if somebody has already taken the risk, its sense lies in following that person. So that means, what the speaker is saying is, A is happening because of B and C, or A is happening because of C. And we are going to say, A is happening, I don't deny. But it's not because of B, it's because of C or something else. Now that will be a nice essay. And anyway, what percentage of people in the world are scientific thinkers or philosophers? The two types of people, who are the people who really seek knowledge? One is a scientist, the other is a philosopher. The word philosophy basically means, phil means love, sophy means wisdom. Philosopher means one who is searching for answers to the deeper questions of life. So these are two people who actually want knowledge. And what percentage of the world's population belong to these two categories? I think the answer is a very negligible percentage. Out of the 6 billion population in the world today, perhaps less than 1% belong to this category, which provides evidence to the speaker statement. The world's population, how many scientists are there? How many philosophers? Very, very less. That basically means that most of the people don't want knowledge. That's why people go to holy men, mystics, babas. They go to astrologers. They believe in superstitions. And for example, in an academic institution also, like our institute, many students and parents, when they come, one of the first questions they ask is, what are the scores your old students have got? You know why they ask? Because they want some guarantee. Which means they will feel, okay, then if their scores are high, that means your coaching must be good. Usually my response is, well, I don't keep track of the scores because I can't give you any guarantee. I will do my job very well, but in spite of my best effort, there's no guarantee that you will get a high score. I think that is the truth. And most people don't like this answer. And because this is the truth. The truth is unsettling. Right? People believe in superstitions. People believe in all kinds of things. They think God is like this. One more paragraph. You're going to write as many paragraphs. People believe that God is like this. You must sacrifice to God. You must, God is taking attendance every day. How many times are you coming? 5 times, 10 times. As if God is maintaining a register. And now they believe that you must slaughter a chicken or a goat or give some coconuts or bananas. Now they feel that if they do that, God is somehow happy. Now you must really examine who can be called God and what will make him happy. Does God need any of this stuff? Obviously not. So I think we are indulging in immature behavior. That's not knowledge. If you want to be really religious, you should stop indulging in this silly behavior. Now if I start criticizing your belief systems, you will get angry. Because that is the truth and the truth is disturbing. People go and worship on tombs. Right? I told you already. People do all kinds of weird things thinking that God is going to be happy with this. And if I'm going to start criticizing, they're going to get angry. Because the truth is unsettling. I think now you are clear. So your introduction will be, the speaker's statement is true to a very large extent, and the proof for this would be the percentage of scientists and philosophers in the world. Full stop. That's my first sentence. In other words, I'm starting my second sentence with the phrase, in other words, I'm going to repeat the same thing differently. In other words, a vast majority of people don't have a scientific inclination in life, nor do they bother about what is true knowledge, but they look for guarantees, warranties, certainties. Full stop. However, we must understand that mature adults would all want knowledge, but because of the pressures of life and all the risks involved, they would rather follow somebody who's a pioneer, who's a trendsetter, who has laid the path for them, who has taken the trouble, undergone the risks, and it is quite pragmatic, practical and smart to follow somebody who has taken the trouble. Why should I dive into the problem and suffer? If somebody has already suffered, it's smart to learn the lessons from them. So, I think there is another bigger reason why people don't want knowledge. They would rather learn from somebody who already has gone through the difficulty. So you will write as many paragraphs as possible. In one paragraph you will talk about people believing in superstitions, because superstitions give them a false sense of certainty. The problem with most people is they are happy with that false sense of certainty. And if you disturb that false sense of certainty, they'll get angry with you. They will attack you. Because the truth is unsettling. I'm using the words the speaker has used. I think now I have said enough. Your conclusion will be a paraphrasing of the introduction. Right? Okay. Now you listen to this and try to write a good response. Thank you very much. Jai Shri Ram.